check. What's up, Raider Nation? It's your boy, Mikey Raider. First off, let me know if you can see me, if you can hear me, if it's choppy, or what the hell's going on, because it seems like I'm having a bunch of internet and PC issues. My screen keeps fluttering. I don't know what's going on. So let me know if it's all good from your end, if you see a bunch of fluttering, if you hear my microphone, if you please let me know. You guys are my last line of defense. I am looking at the chat room. I see that we got Dirty 30 Productions online. We got Julian. We got Richard Lyon, Jackson Bloom. All Eyes on G, Marisha M. Again, I got videos on my screen that say the audio stream bitrate is 0. You're having video stream issues. So I don't know what's going on. That's what I'm reading. But it looks like it's live. I can see myself, and you guys are telling me it's all good. What's up, Abel Gomez? Today's going to be a little bit of a different video. Might not go that long. I need to get some rest. I'm feeling a little bit tired. Was up since like 2 o'clock in the morning. So, that being that, we're going to look up some latest Raider news. We're going to debunk some rumors about Darren Waller. We're going to watch a Wi-Fi Willie video. We're going to watch a Jonathan Abram video. We're going to talk about that. I'm going to try to get caught up to date with what's going on with the Raiders. So, let's be honest. I kind of disappeared. I don't have the faith or the energy to every day make videos, talk about the news, especially after we were losing. And it makes me angry. Even though the videos do good when I talk shit or there's drama, I don't like to do them. But I made like a title for today's video to hopefully get a few extra views. Clickbait. It's called clickbait. But whatever, you know. I don't care. Let's just talk some Raiders. And I do want to let you guys know, if you want to call the hotline and leave a message, I'll probably download it during the show and we can hear it during the show. So go to the rant line, leave a message, ask a question. And we are going to take a lot of questions in today's show, because I'm going to get through the news and the rumors kind of quickly. And I want some Q&A from you guys about the Raiders. I want your thoughts in the Raider Nation segment. Let me get some alkaline water, and then we're going to start the show. Hopefully everything goes good. Just proud to be alive nowadays with everything that's going on, so proud to be here. Happy after Thanksgiving. I don't know if I did a post-game review after the Raiders beat the Sea Chickens. I think I did. Boy, that's where I'm at in life. That's where I'm at. Who the heck knows? All right, let's get this thing started. Mark Rivera, Cool Kev, Marisha M., everybody, All Eyes on G, Julian Corral, everybody that's online, thank you. God bless you. Hit that like button before we start the show. Hit the subscribe button. If you want to donate, super chat, that's open. Support your boy. I have no job. I'm barely getting along. I'm just being honest. Yeah, so that's that. And let's just do this. Let's get the show started. Let's get it started. All right, we're going to be back. I'm going to play the intro again. And we're officially getting started. What's going on, my beautiful Raider Nation? It's your boy, Mikey Raider. It is Saturday, 12-something p.m. This is Raider Football Talk, where each and every time I get online, I should say each and every week, but whenever I get online, we talk Raiders. We go through the latest news. We have rumors, theories. We talk shit. We have voicemails. I should have guests. I got to figure all that shit out. But long story short, we do what we do. Please hit that like, that subscribe, that thumbs up. Hit the bell for notifications when and if I ever do go live. I do have Super Chat available if you guys feel like supporting your boy. I don't have a job, as I just said. And I'm just trying to pay my rent nowadays. I got cut off on EBT. I don't want to get into that. I need help paying some food. My cow fresh. Also, a reminder, please hit up the hotline, leave your questions so we can have them on the show. I might take questions during today's show if you call the hotline now or in the next 5 minutes and ask a question or say hello. Maybe in about 20, 30 minutes, I'm going to go and download your questions and stuff and we'll talk about it. That being said, this is Raider Football Talk. I'm your host, the one and only guru, OG, Mikey Raider. I'm old as shit. I've lost my YouTube channels. I got a couple thousand subscribers, I think now, thank goodness. And the real people that enjoy me are still here. I love you guys. So we got online Abel Gomez. We got Richard Lyon, Mark Rivers, Marisha M, Cool Kev, SenCal Grizzly Raider from Fresno. Want to thank you guys for representing. Got an interesting show. We're gonna look up the latest news, see what's going on. We're gonna watch a Jonathan Abram video with the Seattle Sea Chickens and talk some shit. We're gonna go over some Darren Waller rumors that are out there. We're either gonna debunk them or I'm gonna make you guys mad with my theories or my opinions or whatever. I don't care. Because a lot's been happening for our Raiders. And I know I made a post-game video of the Sea Chickens victory. So you guys can get my reaction on that video. Check my videos on my page. We're looking good. We had the Band-Aid game where we kind of calmed the fuck down. Versus the Broncos. Then we played the Sea Chickens, a better team. We were able to get a big victory 2 times with a walk-off in overtime. First one was Devontae Adams' walk-off versus Denver, where they talk shit to the fans. What's up? Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. Then Josh Jacobs in overtime on an injured calf did a walk-off, talk shit to the Seattle Sea Chicken fans. Hey, go fuck yourself. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. And brought back a little bit of that Raider spirit through all our turmoil. Now we got Raider announcers, like I love you, Wi-Fi Willie, but predicting playoffs. Apparently ESPN, I read about this, or I saw this in one of his videos the other day. ESPN predicted 6 victories in a row and the Raiders get into the playoffs. I don't want to think about that shit. Again, I'm tired of getting my hopes up and being hurt. That's one thing about being a Raider fan that I just don't like, especially when I have health issues. Every game is like a heart attack. I'm fucking tired of it. I want to beat people 47-10. Honestly, I do. I enjoy the heart attack games, and they're fun when the Raiders win, and they suck when the Raiders lose. But I'm fucking tired of that shit. I'm a 48-year-old man. I know I look young and healthy, but I'm not. I can't put up with this shit and it's losing and getting my hopes up and being fucking denied. I do love how Josh Jacobs in overtime got the walk-off win. Kind of reminded me of the Bo Jackson run. I think they made a video on radios.com. The Bo Jackson walk-off where he went into the tunnel. That was classic. That was classic. Remember when he knocked the shit out of that actor that was trying to be a linebacker? I forgot his name. For the Sea Chickens. That was great. That was a great Raider moment, y'all. Get up for Bo. I think he had a birthday just recently. Happy fucking birthday, Bo. But specifically talking to the Raiders and their playoff chances, and I just don't want to think about none of that shit. I just want to watch the Raiders get better weekly. I just want to see the pride in their eyes like they got last week. I call last week's game the pride game, the pride and poise game. The first game versus the Broncos was the Band-Aid because they needed fiction. They needed to look like they can get healing, and they did. Then last week was the pride game. They all came out with their pride. They learned how to win, according to Josh McDumbash, and they got a big victory. They got their pride back, and they were poised. Now that, the last 2 weeks, they've been smiling on the sidelines in training camp. Josh McDumbass seems happy in the press conferences, even though he still says a bunch of dumb shit. I mean, don't get me started. Do you see any change in this locker room, Josh McDumbass, in a press conference? Do you see any change in this locker room, Josh McDumbass, after these 2 big victories? Like, do you see pride in the eyes of the players? And they're getting better and they're learning how to win. Do you see any of that excitement in the locker room, Josh McDumbass? Well, that's a good question. No, we're doing the same things we've always done. But the results are just better. We're still practicing. We're the same team as we were in week 2 or 3 when we were losing. But just now, we're getting it done. What the fuck? Give me some excitement. I know you're giving them victory Mondays, but give me some fucking excitement. McDumbass, come on, man. I know you don't want to show too many emotions in this game of football. I know you don't want to get too high or too low, or you want to stay even keeled. But after the losses, boy, you were breathing heavy and you were scared as shit. You're cracking your knuckles. Now after the victories, you walk into press conferences like, hey, yeah, let's go. Hey, happy Thanksgiving to you too, buddy. Oh, yeah, that's good. What are you guys talking about? What are you guys talking about? And then they ask you a question. Hey, do you see excitement in the locker room? No, we're the same team. He's a good player. One of these reporters need to ask Josh McDumbass, do you regret not signing Josh Jacobs to a 5th-year option? Do you regret it at all? I want to see that fucking question asked to Josh McDumbass. Brian Bosworth, thank you, Abel Gomez. That's his fucking name, the Boz. Remember he was on the cover of Sports Illustrated as the best man in the NFL, the Boz. Mark Rivera, I am playing fantasy this year. In my league of record, my $500 league that we pay $500 to play, I'm like 4-6, man, 4-7. I got 2 games left, and I'm 2 games out of the playoffs. I need a lot of shit to happen. But I got my Raider leagues. I think I'm in 3rd or 4th place in one of them that a lot of you guys are playing with me. And I think I'm in 1st place in the other one. Then I'm in Samoan Raiders League. Last year I lost the championship to Raider Cody by 1 point. by 0.98 to Raider Cody, and he got a belt. And then this year, Raider Cody's not even paying attention to his fucking team. He's like 2-7 or 8 or 9 or whatever. And then in that league, I think I've won like 5 or 6 games. I'm in 4th place this year after losing the championship by 1 point to Raider Cody. I should have been the champion. And this year, Raider Cody, he's not acting like a defending champion. I love the guy. I know he's busy on Twitter being Derek Carr's brother-in-law. That's right. Raider Cody is Derek Carr's brother-in-law, or he's in the family. But that's all good. I mean, I love the dude. You know, he's awesome. He has a lot of controversial takes. It's all good. So does everybody. But that being said, man, he's not paying attention to his team this year. He's not defending his title. So I'm trying to get it. But Graphic Raider's doing pretty good in that league this year. Samoan Raider, I beat him, I think, last week. Sorry, Oosh. Sorry, Oosh. Shit happens. But yeah. So I am playing fantasy. What's up, Dirty 30? Yeah, well, Dirty 30 said, I got my 41 points from Jacobs last week and won by 3. There you go. I think you scored 50. 50 points in almost all leagues. I don't know the exact number. Every league has different scoring. Hey, real quick, I don't want you guys to start gambling and spending the money you don't have. But, not that they're a sponsor, but there's a company called Prize Picks where you can pick, like, parlays. Like, will Derek Carr or any player that's playing, like, will he have over 200 yards or under 200 yards? Or how many receptions will Devontae Adams have, 3 or more, 5 or more? You can pick, like, things like that. I guess they're called prop bets. But you can pick, like, you have to pick 2 or 3 of them, I think. But you can pick up to 6. And you have to put down, like, $10. So you pick, like, 6 of those prop bets, which I like to pick, like, 6 of them in one game or in multiple games, whichever way you do it. But then, you know, you put down like $10 and you can win like $500-600. Like, it's such a good amount for betting $10 if all of those things that you predicted happen in those parlays, that you can win such a big amount of money. I've played about 5 times now for between $10 and $15 for each one. And almost every time I'm getting 4 picks right. 4 out of 6. You still get paid. Even if you don't get all 6 right, you get like $10, $15, $20 if you get 4 of them right. So you still get money, technically. Not really, though. The truth is, you bet like 15, and then you win like $12 if you get 4 picks right, as opposed to the 500 or 300 or 600 if you get all 6. So you're basically losing $10, and then they're giving you $9. So you basically lost $1 to play. But you still got 4 picks right. I don't know. I'm not really that deep into it, but it's called prizepicks.com. It's pretty fun if you're going for the big bucks. So if you're really good at that stuff, you can pick like 6 parlays or 6 prop bets. And if you have the money, put down like $20 to maybe win 600. Or if you got $50, put down $50 to win maybe 1,000 and see what happens. It's addictive. But luckily I have a good head on my shoulders where I'm only going to spend in total about $100 playing these games. And I've played like 4 of them at $10. And I think I played 1 at $15. So I'm probably like with $40 left. So even though I won a little bit of extra money in 1 or 2 of them by picking 4, I really didn't win extra money. I bet like 10 and I won like 9. So you would think I'd get back 19, right? No. It says 9 on your account. But if you put down $100 to begin, they give you a bonus of that 100 in a bonus. So whatever. I don't want to talk about it no more. PrizePicks.com. It's pretty interesting, pretty fun. You guys might enjoy it. All right. Mr. Morphin, Raider Nation from Topanash, Washington. What's up, brother? All right, let's talk about some Raider news. Let's get into some Raider news. This is not really Raider news, but apparently Antonio Brown has been tweeting Derek Carr with trolling him like he was trolling Tom Brady recently. And he made a tweet. I don't have it on screen. It might be in one of the Wi-Fi Willie videos that we watch in a little bit. But he called him Derek Carb with a B, like, you know, carbs for food, and had a fat picture of Derek Carr. And then Derek Carr got the big victory, and then he wrote, "We eating good tonight." Apparently, Antonio Brown bet like $10,000 on Derek Carr, as he says, whatever. I don't even think he has $10,000. Huh? But whatever. So he's been trolling Tom Brady, like kind of showing the image or the messages that he had sex with his wife, or he's proud that Tom Brady's getting a divorce and he's a bad father. Then he trolled Derek Carr, and then Derek Carr got the victory, and Derek Carr tweeted him back, you know, "We eating good tonight," because if he bet on Derek Carr to win, he won. So Antonio Brown made money, apparently. Then Antonio Brown thinks that as Derek Carr's still my friend after everything I put him through. And then, you know, now he's posting pictures of him hugging Derek Carr at practice. Like, some are saying that he's trying to get back with the fucking Raiders. He's trying to get back with the Raiders. Fuck him. I don't want him. I don't care. But there's a bigger thing to this story. Apparently, he's wanted for touching a woman or something. Like, he has a warrant out for his arrest. They're trying to capture him, and he's nowhere to be found. So he's on the run. Antonio Brown is on the run. Well, they might check Derek Carr's house, because Derek Carr's a loving man and might be there with him. I don't freaking know. We're going to get into a post or a preview game review in a little bit. 30-30, because I know you guys are talking predictions. All right, let me see if I can bring... I'm going to have to take your chat off screen. Let me see if I can bring the screen up of some latest Raider news, if there is any. Okay, that's... Hopefully you guys can hear it or whatever. All right, let's get all into this. This is Bleacher Report. Let's just see if there's anything up here talking about the Raiders from a quick glance. Raiders versus Chargers, areas of concern. I don't know what that is. Hey, check it out. The Raider tickets are as low as $181. Oh, shit. As low as $181. I know the USC Trojans played last night at Allegiant Stadium, and they lost to Utah. Shit. Chargers final score predictions. We can do that later. Ranking the NFL's top trade pieces. Well, if there is a Raider trade piece for next year, Derek Carr could be one, but he has a no-trade clause, depending on people's rumor mills. I don't know if they even list a Raider. I'm not going to look that up. Mo Moulton, what's up? I'm going to replay some Derek Carr debates with this video. Oh, so he's got a video of Murph. Let me play. Yeah, this looks cool. Murph, you got on Bleacher Report with Mo Moulton. I'm going to just replay some Derek Carr debates with this video. I appreciate this 1 minute of gold from Murph. Stuffing this right in my Twitter back pocket. All right, hopefully you guys can hear this. Let me know. But I'm gonna watch it. Uh-oh. What did it do? It opened up a different screen. Oh, I got to turn on the audio. Again, let me know if you guys can hear it, because I'm worried about all the audio.
Having extreme opinion.
Okay, let's watch it. What's going on, Murph? I love it.
The world is full of gray areas. It's not about having extreme opinion of like all in or all out. Like, we are not Sith. We don't deal in absolutes. Like, there is a gray area. There's for you, Kevin.
We are not Sith. We deal in absolutes.
There is a gray area here, and we can support Derek and encourage him and be encouraged by him as fans when he does well. and criticize him when he does bad. And guess what? He's a human being, and so he does some things good and some things bad, like the rest of us do. Like, and so I get it that, like, you want him to be more good than bad, but I think that when, you know, do we support Derek Carr around here? Yes.
Hell yes.
Do I think he's a top 5 quarterback? No. I don't.
Come on, what happened with the video? Buffering, damn buffering.
Do I think he's a top 10 quarterback? Maybe.
Yeah,
do I think he's a top 15?
Hell yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
and so is it like I can have relentless support for the guy and not think he's Johnny Unitas, or in better case, Ken Stabler,
Right.
at the same time? The world is full of...
What a great video. Thank you, Mo Moten. And again, I agree with him. We all tend to deal in absolutes like the Sith. We want him to either be good or bad to our projections. And Derek Carr is neither. Murph Dog, we can hear. Okay, you guys said you can hear it, Dirty 30? Please let me know if you guys were able to hear the Murph video. Again, I'm having damn computer issues. I love it. What a great take from him. Mo, exactly. I love Derek Carr, and I hate Derek Carr. And I meant what I said in my video a week or two ago, 3 weeks ago, when all the turmoil was happening. Is it time for the Raiders to move on with Derek Carr? It might be. It might be. That's no disrespect to Derek Carr. It's none. Derek Carr is a good quarterback. Again, he's good and he's bad. Is he top 15? Yes. Is he one of the better quarterbacks in the league? Abso-freaking-lutely. Is he closer to a backup than a superstar? No. Do we want more from Derek Carr? Yes. Raiders fans want to win. And Derek Carr, throughout his history, has not been a winning quarterback. You can call every variable an issue. Coaches, this, that. Derek Carr is a variable in all of those issues. Regardless if he's had all these different coaches and coordinators and turmoil and tragedy. Derek Carr is bad at times and good at times. Derek Carr is another variable inside the variables. I'm not a Derek Carr hater. I'm a Derek Carr lover. He's shown his faith, his heart, his family. He's been through so much enough. I respect the shit out of that guy. Even though, he talks shit, he's insecure, he has his issues. I respect the shit out of Derek Carr. I am proud he showed emotions 2 weeks ago. I'm going to be honest and tell you, I think that's what single-handedly motivated him and some of the other players as well to do better. That's just my opinion. But is it time to move on from Derek Carr? That's up to you, dog. I sound like Randy Jackson. That's up to you, dog. But we're getting spoiled watching players like Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, recently the quarterback for the Bears. I can't think of his name. Forgive me. My brain is mush all the time. But we're getting spoiled to those athletic quarterbacks. And we want that. We want that on our team. But Derek Carr is not that. Derek Carr was drafted without a lot of those skills. Derek Carr is a classic old school 70s, 80s pocket quarterback. Is he as good as Joe Montana? Does he make all the right decisions as all of those quarterbacks in the past? No. No. But he can make all the throws. Does he make them at the right times all the time? No. But he can make all the throws. He's a good quarterback. He knows what he's doing. He can win you some games. And if we had a little bit more stability on our damn team, that would be the case. We are a playoff team every year with a stable organization behind us. But we don't have that. Derek Carr is the only stable thing in the Raiders organization over the previous 9 years. Derek Carr is the best thing to happen for the Raiders, even though we've lost with him. And his record is of a losing record. Derek Carr is the best thing in this entire organization for the Raiders over the previous 9 to 10 years. That being said, if we didn't draft Derek Carr, would we have had chances on other players that might get more victories or look more athletic, like a Patrick Mahomes or whoever we possibly have missed in all these drafts? Yes. We could have been a much better team with maybe a more athletic quarterback. But you got to remember, that athletic quarterback is not coming into a good, stable organization. So there's no guarantee that they would be Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson. It is what it is. The fate and the destiny of what Derek Carr is and means to the Raiders is what it is. So in summary, it's okay if we move on from Derek Carr. A lot of us want to change. They're called the Derek Carr haters. They want to change. They're tired of it. They're blaming Derek Carr. And like Murph said, there is no absolutes. I can't really blame Derek Carr for losing. Yeah, if he throws interceptions, 3 of them in a game, and we lose, you can technically, oh, that was on you, Derek Carr. But in general, for being a Raider and for what he's brought to this team, even in the losses, I ain't going to blame Derek Carr for shit. That dude is the best thing and the most stable thing we've had on this team in many years. That's why he's the greatest Raider quarterback statistically and starting to be in my eyes. But it's not for all his on-the-field wins. It's for everything he's done for this organization to keep it at least above ground. That's my Derek Carr rant. But is it time to move on from Derek Carr? Look, I don't want it to happen. I want the organization to finally build a winning team around him and see it all come to fruition. Maybe it'll take 10 years with age. Maybe after, in his 10th year is when it all comes together. I don't know. They're learning things every year about themselves, their team, their organization. Maybe in Derek Carr's 10th year, which might be this year or next year, maybe it all comes together. But, you know, if they move on from Derek Carr, at least the opportunity to hopefully draft one of these young athletic quarterbacks with the promise of winning like Patrick Mahomes is in our head. And we were like, yeah, I want that to happen. I'm tired of all this negative organization, delusion. So officially, is it time to move on from Derek Carr? No. But should it be done? No. Will it be done? If the coaches and the owners want to blame Derek Carr for everything, because he's the one absolute in this scenario, if they want to, say we just can't win with Derek as much as we'd like to, that Derek Carr is the problem on top of all the organizational problems. If they make that choice, like some of you Derek Carr, I'm not going to call you a hater, but some of the people that are critical of Derek Carr, you've already made that choice. So if the coaches and all that come to that decision, then it's time to move on from Derek Carr. And I wish him nothing but the best. I'm still standing my ground, though. I want him a part of this team. Because, think about it. He's like our brother. Even the people that are critical of him right now, that want him gone, all you know is Derek Carr. So you kind of want something different. Derek Carr's like a candy bar that you eat every day. You love it. It's good. Then sometimes you buy the candy bar that's, a year old because it sits in the liquor store and they don't change it up and it don't taste so good. But then you love it again when you buy it again. But after a while, I'm tired of that candy bar. I think I want to try a different candy bar. So that's where a lot of people are at. And if the coaches come to that decision where they want to try a different candy bar or a different quarterback, it's time to move on from Derek Carr. Blake said, I'll be your EBT, Mikey. Dude, I need at least, $250 a month in food? So go ahead. Motherfucking EBT. I need that support. I'm not ashamed to say it. All right. Let's move on. Great video by Murph. Got me talking for 20 fucking minutes. Love you, Murph. Just in case you watch this video. Amy Trask got a video. I'm not going to show it. I don't want no copyright. Raider December news tracker. Ooh, is that food? From a Raider Nation? All right, what is that? Look like French fries? Ooh, it's like taco fries. My favorite item was the carne asada fries. Gotta tell a guy, Isaiah Polomo, we've been trying to hunt down some good carne asada fries in Vegas all year. I was impressed. 8 out of 5. Oh, we got more food. God, these motherfuckers making me hungry. First time hitting up Fremont Street and the Dirty Dog. It's definitely a winner. Oh, there's food in Vegas. The hype is real. It's got French fries in there. Is that cheese, nachos? That's good. Raiders focused. Keep on grinding. Josh Jacobs is questionable to play. Yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute. Injury updates. We can do that with the game. Alabama fans wearing purple. Oh, Kansas State. Okay. Caleb Williams is literally... Okay, that's the Heisman or the USC guy. He's not eligible to be drafted this cycle. I think they're talking about Caleb Williams. If the Raider fans want him to get Derek Carr, get a low draft pick, he's not available this year. I think Caleb Williams, one more year. I don't know. Raiders running back Zamir White starting to come around. Yeah, he had a couple of big runs when Josh Jacobs went out for a couple of games or a couple of plays. 90% of Raider fans believe Josh Jacobs should be resigned. Oh, no shit, Sherlock. But Josh McDumbass wanted to test him, made him play in the preseason, didn't give him his fifth-year option. Now that motherfucker gonna get paid. Like Devontae Adams said in the video when they were post-game conferencing or talking to Josh Jacobs, Devontae Adams runs in the video and goes, I don't know if the Raiders got the money, y'all. I don't know if they got the money. I really do not know if they're going to have the money next year. You know what? Maybe let's try to look that up. The box office mojo for the Raiders. Box office mojo. Oh, no, it's not called box office. That's movies. Raiders salary cap. Let me open up and see they're over the cap for right now, just to look at it. Hopefully you guys can still see it like it's all on screen, because I have it big on my end. So, do we have any cap space this year? Apparently we have 7 or close to 8 million left. We're spending 86 million on offense, like 60 million on defense. If you can read that correctly. And then let's look for next year though, right? So we have contracted players, 53 of them. Officially, I don't want to go into all the details, but let's look at next year from this standpoint already. For next year, we're only going to have 32 players that are officially under contract, so we're going to need another 20. And it says we're going to have 34 million in cap space next year. With the dead money to these players next year. How much dead money do we have this year already? Look at this. Look at this. We're paying Yannick Ngakoue $8 million to play for another team. Nick Kwiatkowski, $5 million on an injury settlement. Henry Ruggs is still getting $4.8 million. Corey Littleton, $4 million. Damon Arnett to be released, $3.5 million. Kenyon Drake, $3.5 million. Jonathan Abram, $2.5 million. Leatherwood, $2 million. Carl Nassib, Jalen Richard, $1 million. And then the list goes down from there. But we're still paying a total of $46 million. $46 million to players that are either playing for another team or not even in the league or playing for us. Woo! So next year, we go from 43 million to 23. That's still a lot. So imagine if we didn't have all these ridiculous decisions for players or drafting or paying them or whatever, which I know you're always going to have some, but if we had between less than 5 or 6 million, we still got 23 million. Imagine adding that to our salary cap if it was off of the books. That would be $58 million in total cap space for next year. And then Derek Carr has a cap of 187, and we'll have 35 million in savings or something like that. If we get Derek Carr, 33 million, whatever. I don't want to talk about that contract, but damn, we sucking. 2024 is going to be really bad. 24 players. That's not bad for 2024. 77 million. But I just quickly wanted to look at that, y'all. I just wanted to look at that cap space stuff, man. Hopefully I'm still online. You guys can see me. I think I am. Let me know in the chat room. Just write all good in the chat room if everything's still all good. Like you can hear me, see me. I can't have all these screens up and see. What's up, we the people? Somebody, I love y'all. Please write, we all good, or can see you, everything's fine, something like that. Ronnie, what's up, Vetto? Hey, I'm going to probably text you or send you a message later today. I watched a documentary, and I need to unmute you from my phone. I just wanted to disappear from everybody for a good while. I've been having some just negative energy and feelings, and I had to mute everybody on my phone and everything. So I'm going to get back to you, but I watched a documentary, Vetto. I'm going to share it with you later. So thanks for being here. The documentary, if you guys want to look it up, it's called Suddenly Died. Suddenly Died. I believe it's on Netflix. Suddenly Died. And it's possibly about the jab and all the people that are suddenly dying. It's pretty interesting. Very scary to watch if you guys are interested in that stuff. Woo! It's a good documentary. Nobody's heard about it because they don't promote it. And it's spent my bye week watching all Indiana Jones movies. I made an Indiana Jones video of reacting the other day, and I'm going to put that on my other YouTube channel, Hey Bauer on YouTube, later today or tonight. Can Josh Jacobs exploit a historically bad Chargers defense? Excuse me. Nate Hobbs designated to return. All right, that looks like to be all the news, right? Good luck tomorrow, Sam Ford football. There's a good question. What's your earliest Raider memory? It's got to be when I officially became a Raider fan. Again, people get mad at me. I was born a Raider fan. I mean, I stayed at home a lot. I was sick growing up. I had a lot of health issues. I stayed at home, watched football, and they always had the 49ers and Joe Montana and Jerry Rice on TV. And the Super Bowl, I think, versus Cleveland was another, or Cincinnati was a big one with Ickey Woods. And then my grandfather picked me up one day. My brother would always go to Laker games and this and that with his friends. And my grandfather picked me up one day and he said, get dressed on a Sunday. And he drove me to the LA Coliseum. And we watched the Raider game. I think it was the Raiders versus the Broncos. It's like week 15 or something, and they needed to win to get a wild card versus the Broncos. They won. He bought me a foam finger. I remember eating a hot dog or two, and I became a Raider fan. And unfortunately, I believe it was like within 48 hours or the next day per se, I found out like a day and a half later, my grandfather passed away in his sleep. So he took me to a Raider game. I became a Raider for life. Even though I've always loved the Raiders before then, and I would watch games, and I knew they were in LA, that was the moment, like, my grandfather brought me to the Raider Nation, basically. So, that's my earliest memory of becoming a Raider. All right, let's get into the Jonathan Abram video. Apparently, Jonathan Abram, again, I've been very critical of his ass recently. And even when he became in the league and he was on Hard Knocks. If you watch the first episode of Hard Knocks when he was drafted, I mean, he made fun of Derek Carr and took his parking spot on camera and made jokes at Derek Carr, the leader of the team. And he did it all on camera with his fucking ego and his bullshit, like he's God's gift to the world. And I pointed that out. If you guys saw those videos on my other channel before it was taken away, if you saw those videos, I called it out. Then he started making a lot of mistakes. He playing on the field, I'm not a coach, but he just looked like he didn't know how to put it all together. He was very outspoken. He constantly made jokes. It's kind of like he didn't take everything as serious as he should. That he thought he was better than he was because he was vaunted into a starting position under those regimes. We all know what happened, though. So whatever happened this year, he wasn't good enough to continue on the Raider squad. I don't know if he was talking shit in the background, not making the right plays. He's just not a good enough player for our Raider team. They released him. We got a lot of dead money still. They released him. He went to the Green Bay Packers. They picked him up off of waivers. They couldn't find a trade partner for him if they tried. He went to the Green Bay Packers. He was the number 24. They didn't give him the number 24. But I was like, oh shit, another Raiders going to Green Bay. They're probably going to have a good history. Maybe he should move to safety. To cornerback. I don't know. But the Raiders are sending another player to Green Bay to be a safety, and he might have a legacy career like Charles Woodson. Well, after 2 weeks, he was cut. Now he got picked up by the Seattle Sea Chickens right after we played them. So here, let's watch what he says about his history, because his NFL career is dying. It is dying. You've already been cut from 2 teams. But I'm going to be honest with you. If anybody can resurrect him or try to understand him for his quirks, maybe it's Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll is a good coach. He coached up Geno Smith to be a better player than Russell Wilson. The defense, Richard Sherman and all that other stuff. And Marshawn Lynch, he handled his character. And again, you want to blame Pete Carroll for not passing or not running the ball in the Super Bowl, all the Marshawn Lynch drama. Well, we're coming to find out that might have all been on Russell Wilson and his character. So, but I'm going to be honest with you. I think Jonathan Abram, if he wants it, can resurrect his career and save it with the Seattle Seahawks. He might be only a backup player for the rest of his career, not a true-blood starter, but that's okay. Can Jonathan Abram accept that? Let's watch his press conference and see what he says about becoming a Seattle Sea Chicken. I want to see if he's being humbled, if he's finally taken on that humble activity. During the preseason, he looked like he wanted to be humble this year with the Raiders, but in his press conference, he put his hands on the podium. He's like, yeah, I'm happy to be here, blah, blah. Like, he just wasn't into it. Let's see.
How you doing?
Welcome to Seattle. I know it's only been a few days, but how's it going so far since you got here?
So far, it's been amazing. I'm enjoying myself, trying to be around the guys and build a relationship with them, and just getting to know the coaches and know the scheme. So far, so good.
Been there like 1 day.
Heard you talk with KJ a little bit. What did he kind of give you to get up to speed about what this team is about?
KJ, right?
Yeah.
Oh, nothing. KJ always kind of wanted me to come out here. He's been talking about it since we were in Vegas together. He told me, this is a place that I was going to love. And so far, everything holds true about it.
What's been amazing about it?
Just the camaraderie and how things are ran around here. It's a fine line, but, they have a good time and, they enjoy what they do, so.
I mean, they feel like lies, but you have to do that. But you've only been with the team a day or two. Oh, the camaraderie is really good. Man, you've been there a day and a half. Everybody probably said hello to you, but that's about it.
How would you explain how it happened with the Raiders?
How would you explain the Raiders? Oh, shit, here we go.
As far as what?
How it ended and what opportunities were there?
Simply, they decided to go in a different direction. He said he didn't have plans to see me there next year. So, ended up going to Green Bay. Things didn't work out, so now I'm here.
He's talking. He's like, they said they didn't have plans for me next year, so he sent me to Green Bay. I mean, I didn't see any emotion, like he's pissed off. I'm sure he is, but who knows? And he ain't going to talk bad about anybody.
They decided to go in a different direction. He said he didn't have plans to see me there next year, so, ended up going to Green Bay,
He said he ended up going to Green Bay. You ended up going to Green Bay, not he.
So, ended up going to Green Bay, things didn't work out, so now I'm here.
Did you take it as the regime change, coaching changed your...
Despite what changed, that's out of my control. I more so just try to focus on myself.
What about this defense?
It's not out of your control. Play better, do better, be better. Buy in. Was he one of the players that Derek Carr was talking about?
As you see before, people probably compare me and Jamal's play styles the same, and he's been pretty successful in this system, him and Quandre. So just trying to go out and, watch those guys. And, you got guys like Cam Chancellor, Earl Thomas, a lot of great guys who play here. So just watching the film and, I kind of fit some of those play styles, playing downhill, fast and physical.
I fit those play calls and those designs. What the hell are you talking about? You don't even know where you fit. That's why you've been bounced around. Fuck, man. Ugh.
Is the playbook generally stuff you're familiar with, or how much of a shift is it?
Is the playbook something you're familiar with? Hell fucking no. Let's hear the lies. Yeah, I've been in those situations before, and I've played really good. Shut up.
Football doesn't change. It's just more so the terminology.
That's true.
Do you remember meeting Charles Cross on one of his recruiting visits?
Yes, I did. Yeah. I actually met Tyreek as well. I met him when he came out to visit the Raiders recently.
Which was it?
Tyreek. Willem. Yeah.
Why don't they ask him what happened in Green Bay?
What'd you tell him when he visited the Raiders?
I was excited. I thought we were going to get him. I look forward to, playing with a guy like him. He's doing some great things over here. So now I'm on this side, so I look forward to it.
What's it like watching a corner on tape that you've seen of him with his physical tools and what he's been able to do?
It's amazing. Getting to come to work every day just to see him, work, just watch him continue to grow and get better, he's going to have a great career.
When Josh Jones got here, he talked about just the value of a fresh start. And okay, maybe things didn't work out somewhere else, but it came here. Are you looking at this that way, as just put everything in the past behind?
Oh yeah, what happened happened. I only can control what happens today. What happened tomorrow is gone. And I can't really worry about tomorrow because it's not really promised.
Jonathan, how would you describe your game? What are you bringing to the table for these guys, for people who haven't watched?
I bring a weird attitude. I make fun of my starting quarterback when I get drafted on camera. I miss angles. I try to hit really big, but I hit TV cameras on the sidelines, and I always give up touchdowns because I take the wrong angle and I don't really study.
Just closely.
Just a smart guy, who's going to go out and I'm trying to just, do whatever they ask me to do, help in any way possible. I'm going to be a guy who, cheer my teammates on. I wish the best for pretty much everybody. So I just want the team to be successful and to win a lot of games.
I just want I'm going to cheer on my guys, and I just want the team to be successful and win a lot of games. How about you want to be a better player? You want to come out there, hit hard, you want to set a tone, and you want to be an all-pro. How about that, instead of sitting on the sidelines fucking cheering?
What's the rep of Pete Carroll and the Seahawks from afar? What's the reputation around the league here?
It's a hard-nosed football team. You know, they're going to compete for 4 quarters, and you better bring your best.
Thank you. Thanks, John.
Thanks, John.
Appreciate it.
God, that was so bad. Unfortunately, he's just not getting it. He's not getting it. All right, what's up, we the people? Tragedy, what's up, Tragedy? Richard Lyon still online. JCC, Fresno 559. MJR, I'm getting ready to move to another team next week. Abram knows the defensive scheme for Seattle already. It's the same as Gus Bradley's defensive scheme. Hey, that's true. That's true. That's a good football insight, brother. Did he say he was a smart guy? He did. He did. I'm a smart guy. I'm a stupid smart guy. I'm smart at being stupid. Fresno. He seems very stubborn. What's up, Tragedy? I'm sweating too. Or that's a happy face. Or crying, laughing. I don't know fucking emojis. I don't know. All right, guys. Let's get into this Darren Waller situation, all right? All right. These are all rumors, hearsay. These are just opinions. These are conspiracy theories. Whatever we talk about, don't get mad because it sounds painful. If you love the guy, you hate the guy. Whatever's going on, relax. We're just going to talk like some situations that I've seen and what might be happening. We're also going to watch a video from Wi-Fi Willie because he has more information and I wasn't able to get all the pictures and all that. I just didn't have the time. But we're going to watch a video and we're going to discuss like what's possibly happening because sometimes they lie to us. We don't really know the truth. So the truth is there's a lot of wild Waller rumors going around and there have been this entire year. Whether it be his girlfriend, is it really a hamstring injury? Has he bought into this team? Was he faking an injury to get a contract? Did he want a contract? Was he going to be traded? It's insane what's going on. Just a year or two after, he was one of the best tight ends in the freaking league. And he's a great man. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the guy. But he's kind of become Hollywood in some sense. Again, I see him in a lot of podcasts. He's supposedly injured, and he's on all these podcasts. And then he's doing charity events and stuff, which are great. But then I see him, out and about at basketball games with his girlfriend, doing red carpets, traveling to San Diego, throwing out the first pitch with his girlfriend at a baseball game, putting on a San Diego Padres jersey when they're facing the Los Angeles Dodgers in the playoffs. Like, he's wearing the optics are fucking ridiculous. And he's not really speaking on camera enough. And when he does, it's the same old, same old. The coaches apparently were trying to trade him before the trade deadline. We had all these rumors that the Packers and the Raiders have engaged in trade talks regarding Darren Waller. Why would you give Darren Waller, they waited, and then they finally gave him a contract. Did Derek Carr make him give him a contract? Then he got back on the field, got back to practice during a hamstring injury and re-aggravated it. But as soon as he got his money, it seems like he disappeared. And why would you be in trade talks to trade Darren Waller after you just gave him a big contract? That means you didn't really know if you wanted him in the first place, hence why they didn't give him a contract real early in the offseason, why he was technically a holdout. So there's a lot of controversy or like situations that are just kind of weird and unexplainable when it comes to Darren Waller. I love the guy. I think he's one of the best tight ends when he's bought in. Did he just play his heart out for the previous 3 or 4 years to get the contract? Has something changed in his repertoire, in his life? Why is he becoming more Hollywood? He seems to be an introvert. Most of the time he was an introvert. He would just do his artwork. He would make rap music, I guess, in his little apartment or house. And he wouldn't be in front of the media. But now he's doing everything to not be an introvert. He's in the public eye, making rap music, selling albums, going the way of Antonio Brown's. I'm not saying he has as many problems as Antonio Brown, but he's definitely trying to build a new Darren Waller somehow. Now that he's got a girlfriend or something, she's very popular, social media presence, you know, he wants to be more, and he thinks he is more. And does he really have a hamstring injury? Or is he like, yeah, he probably has an injury. Is he like quitting a little bit? Like, I got my money, I can chill out a little bit. I'm looking past football. I'm looking past football. Even though I just got my contract to save my life, my future, I'm kind of looking past football right now. That's not a good thing to do in the middle of a season. When you can be an all-pro and one of the best players for this team to make this a Super Bowl team. I'm just saying, I don't know. He might be looking past football a little bit. So when he gets an injury, if it is real or whatever, he's like, oh, shit. It's like me, man. I sleep and I lie down and watch TV all day when I should get off my fucking ass and do something productive. I choose not to. I choose not to better my life or go all in on getting my health a little bit better. And that's my problem. So he might be choosing after an injury, like, oh, I'm not really going to focus on football. I'm going to start, looking at podcasts and music while I'm recovering from my hamstring. Like, I'm not going to spend 24 hours a day fixing my hamstring. I'm not going to buy a bed that will heal my hamstring while I sleep in a bed bag or whatever overnight with cold air. Like, he's not going all in to get back on the field. He's just like letting it go where it is, doing some podcast when I have the time. You know what I'm saying. That's what it feels like. That's what it looks like. And that's what I'm saying. I don't know what's happening with Waller. Now, let's watch Wi-Fi Willie's video, because he goes a little bit more in depth into all this rumor stuff than I do. And I know Darren Waller spoke yesterday and debunked all these rumors, but yeah, let's watch the videos for fun. And then I'll come up with a theory of my own that might make sense to you guys. Wi-Fi Willie, please do not copyright me for watching your video. Please go to his channel. I'll support him below. I'll put a link to his channel. Subscribe. He does amazing work. He really puts in the work. He goes all in. So I'm proud of you. So let's watch a little bit of this speculation on Darren Waller.
Down, we take a look at various insiders implying that there is a Raiders player milking an injury and not playing for whatever reason. And when you look at the Raiders roster right now, there are a couple of players who you can assume this is about. Plus, Antonio Brown seems to be obsessed with Derek Carr as he deals with legal problems. Also, Mac Hollins is having a career year and may be a lot better than we realize. If you want more Raiders content from me, scroll down.
Yeah, subscribe. He does a fantastic. He wakes up and he goes to work. He goes all in. That's what I used to do when I was all in for my channel before YouTube suspensions. And I would wake up and make nothing but videos, figure out ways to make videos. That's what he does. But he's got some good editing skills, and I'm really proud of this guy. I don't agree with all his takes or whatever, but it is what it is. I love the guy. Fantastic Raider video maker.
and click subscribe so you do not miss the next video. So we talked about this yesterday, the fact that Lincoln Kennedy went out of his way to say that he does not expect Darren Waller to be back this year, and he expects Foster Moreau to actually start the remainder of the season for the Raiders at the tight end position. And this is a big deal because Lincoln Kennedy works for the Raiders, works for Raider Nation Radio, so he does have some credibility when he's talking about this team. And just a little over 2 weeks ago, Vincent Bosnior of the Las Vegas Review-Journal said there's some growing frustration behind Darren Waller's absence. In this article, he says sources have indicated that frustration is growing among the club regarding the star tight end Darren Waller and his absence with that hamstring issue. However, he mainly tried to imply that Derek Carr's comments in the press conference about needing more players who are deeply committed to the team, Derek Carr doing all these impassioned speeches, seeming frustrated, he kind of implied this was about Derek Carr, but then Derek Carr debunked this.
No. When it comes to injuries, I've been through injuries, and there's some that you can play through and there's some that you can't do anything about. I was not talking about anybody like that, for sure.
And then,
all right, so I'm going to stop it there and just talk about Darren Waller. Derek Carr said, there's injuries that you can come back from and some you can't. All right. Whether that's real or not, that it's not Darren Waller that Derek Carr was talking about, again, I don't know, really don't care. But something's different with Darren Waller. Like I said, he had a hamstring injury in the preseason. It seemed to linger until he got a contract. Then when he got a contract, a day later, he's on the practice field. Think about that. Then, I think he played a game or two, but then the chemistry wasn't right or whatever the situation was, then he tweaked his hamstring. Then he was out for like another week or two. Then he came back and played. I don't remember all the logistics. Forgive me if I'm wrong. But he came back and played. Then, no, I don't think he came back and played. I think this was an instance where he, in the warm-up, he decided, like he was out for 3 or 4 weeks or 5 weeks with the hamstring. And then he tested his hamstring, and then he's like, I'm not good to go. I feel it. So then he was out for another 2 weeks, and then they finally put him on IR for another 4 weeks, where he's technically close to coming back. Well, there's been hamstrings with Marquise Brown, bunch of other players in the NFL, and they're playing the next week. There's a Kyler Murray hamstring. 2 weeks later, he's playing. There's let's say Marquise Hollywood Brown or whatever hamstring. He was put on IR for 4 weeks. Right after 4 weeks, he came back. Darren Waller had the hamstring for 4 weeks in the preseason. Didn't play till he got a contract. Then he played, supposedly tweaked the hamstring. Then he didn't play for 2 or 3 weeks. Came back, and then my hamstring. Then they left him out for 2 weeks. Then they put him on IR. And it doesn't seem like, why can't he come back from the hamstring? All these other people are coming back from it in 2 or 3 or 4 weeks. And it seems like you would call it a lingering issue, but he was limited at practices. It seems like he's not doing a lot. It's just, how bad is the hamstring? Is it one hamstring? Is it two? What is it? Why can't you come back from it? You're not going all in. You're not trying your hardest. You're not trying to rehab and do everything to do it. And you're feeling a slight pinch, and you're thinking, I'm worried about my career. I don't want to tear my hamstring. I got other things I can do. I can make a rap song. I can go to baseball games with my Las Vegas WNBA Aces girlfriend. We can go get dinners. I can do podcasts. Fuck! That's what we all see.
Shortly after, Adam Hill, the Las Vegas Review-Journal, was writing that Waller says him and Derek Carr cleared the air, making sure the comments that...
So him and Derek Carr had to clear the air about comments of hearsay. Ridiculous. Well, how did this reporter find out that Derek Carr and Waller cleared the air? So that means there was an issue. So did Darren Waller call Derek Carr and be like, hey, were you talking about me? Is Darren Waller on the defensive? Because he probably knows this shit's been going on. Then he sees Derek Carr say, "Oh, players that are not all in, that are not on the field for us, not giving it all they got." Did Darren Waller hear that and automatically think Derek Carr was talking about him? Well, if that's the case, that proves that Darren Waller's not all in. Because if Darren Waller suspects Derek Carr might actually be talking to him or about him, then that means Darren Waller feels guilty because he knows he's not all in and he's not doing something correct.
Derek Carr made in the press conference were not about Darren Waller. So the tight end was texted this story implying that the Raiders are frustrated with Darren Waller, implying that Derek Carr's comments might be about Darren Waller, but he says he talked to Derek Carr, discussed it with Derek Carr. Carr debunked it, said it wasn't about Waller. And Waller said, "Hey, we know each other. We've been together for 4 years, and these type of rumors and things don't affect our relationship." And Waller expressed sympathy towards fans who are frustrated. Says when it comes down to a season when you're not meeting expectations, and the dude has signed a shiny new contract. It's frustrating. People could throw me under the bus. It is what it is and how it's going to be. I know how it goes.
See, he's already telling you or telling people in an article, talking to press media, because that's what he's about. I know you want to throw me under the bus because you're feeling it. You know the truth. That's what they're doing because that's how it seems.
And I'm tough enough to handle it. And it all seemed to have been swept under the rug, but now things have taken a sudden turn. And you have JT the Brick, who works for the Raiders, who interviews Josh McDaniels on a weekly basis on the Raiders official website, also has a show on Raider Nation Radio. He's making some interesting comments on his show, and this is Raider B reporting on this. On JT the Brick show on Raider Nation Radio, he talked about how the team is playing hard and that there is something special about it, and also says there are guys who are not playing for whatever reason, wink wink, and can't get on the field, wink wink, and the rest of the guys are like, if you can't get on the field, we're gonna win the game. We can't wait for you to get out of the tub. We can't wait for you and your private masseuse to get you ready. We've got a game tonight and we've got to play. So over.
Wow. So did JT the Brick actually say there are players that can't get on the field? Did he say the words wink wink as the reporter reported? I don't know. But he's saying that your private masseuse. And again, JT the Brick, if JT the Brick, a reporter, an announcer for the Raiders, are speaking on that, even though he didn't say Waller by name, he did say private masseuse. How many other players have a private masseuse that they can technically afford that are not getting on the field? I mean, you guys can throw out some other people like that, but that can't get on the field. That they got their private masseuse and they're disappearing a lot. Wink, wink. You have to think he's talking about Darren Waller. Regardless if Darren Waller and Derek Carr cleared the air, that means it's in the air. And it needs clearing. So Darren Waller, what's going on, bro? Now you publicly have to come out like you did the other day and say, it's injuries, it's frustration, I don't know, whatever else you said. I don't need to go any further into all this. I don't need to watch any further in the videos to go into all this. But, serious shit. Who wrote that? Dirty 30. He's not dedicated. Maybe he is now that he said he thinks he's ready to get back and do all this. But it just kind of throws a wrench into the hamstring theory. I'm sure he had a hamstring or a problem with his legs, but shouldn't have taken this long. He shouldn't have been out this many times, or the coaching staff are not making the correct decisions, or you're not rehabbing properly with your leg, and whatever's going on with private masseuses, or you're not buying all in to get back on the field. And speaking of rehab, not only for your damn injury, there's rumors around, mainly started by me, that you're drinking again or you've relapsed. That's why you're not around the team. That's why basically, again, you could be on IR for a hamstring, but you could also have some other personal problems going on. Again, let's think about this. I cannot prove or say that Darren Waller has relapsed or he's in rehab during these past couple weeks. I cannot say that. He hasn't been on the sidelines cheering on the team during the IR stint or weeks before that. He's not around Derek Carr. Now he has to talk to Derek Carr publicly. They have to get on the same page. They know something's going on that we don't. And rehab and relapsing might be it. But they don't want to say that publicly because that'll ruin Darren Waller's image of all the shit he's come through in his life. Many alcoholics and people like that, they relapse years and years later, and they do it multiple times throughout their history, maybe for the rest of their life. It's a constant battle. But the reasons I say that he possibly relapsed, and he's trying to fix it, but the reason I have that theory is because I grew up with a brother that did this forever. I saw all the signs, the warning signs, and all that other stuff before relapsing, during relapsing, and after relapsing. I have seen every sign, and I'm a very, very good detective at bringing the clues together. So my theory is we know let's break it down. We know Darren Waller is an introvert, not a social butterfly. If you watch any videos from previous years, when he was with the Ravens and drinking, he was partying. He was going out. He was living life. Then he got traded, went to rehab, fixed his life, tried to get off alcohol and drugs or whatever you want to call it, and he disappeared. Then he came back with the Raiders, started playing good. He had a good church-going relationship with Derek Carr and the other teammates that they built on this roster, and he bought into it. He was going to church with Derek Carr. He was doing and saying all the right things for his rehab, for his availability, his AAA meetings. Derek Carr went to a couple of the meetings with him. Right? Then the Raiders moved to Vegas. I know he had a good year that year when we moved to Vegas, 2020 or whatever it was. But Vegas is a city. Temptation is all around. That's why they call it Sin City. How long can you stay in your room, do artwork, and make rap music? All right, so that brings us up to this year. I'm not going to talk about previous years. I don't know. All I can show to you guys is facts. About a year after being in Las Vegas, Darren Waller's play, whether it be Derek Carr or whatever on the field, has suffered. Last year wasn't the greatest. Injuries started to happen. This year, injuries started to happen. A new regime. Mark Davis bought the Aces. Probably brought Darren Waller to meet them so he can get out of the house or whatever. But Darren Waller gets a girlfriend. Now she's a social butterfly. Now he's going out and about. Maybe he's drinking on the sides. Maybe she don't even know. I don't know. But he's been doing podcasts and going out a little bit more than he would in his introvert years. He's been going out, talking good in the press. You might say that alcohol brings out the positivity or the ability to come out of your shell. And he's been coming out of his shell the last year. Then we have all the injury things in preseason, the contract issues. He got a new agent. He signed with, a new agency, a this, a that. He's on TV shows, doing podcasts. He did a cooking show. I think he's going to be on, The Masked Singer probably next year. I'm just saying, something's different. Now he disappears. He's not around the team. And they're saying it's a hamstring injury. And other players have come back from a hamstring quicker. And Darren Waller, for at least 5 weeks or 4 weeks, disappeared. And in every press conference I saw from him in the preseason and early on, I saw his eyes very glossed. He looked tired. And being tired and looking tired is normally a sign of alcoholism, where they go on bingers and they stay up and they have to go to work and they don't sleep a lot and their eyes become glossed up. Again, these are all opinions. These are all theories. Just my knowledge. Maybe the team realized what's going on, and you get a lot of leg injuries and clots when you're drinking due to lack of water, because all you're putting is alcohol in your system. And you get a lot of leg injuries and cramping and stuff like that, to maybe in effect a hamstring. Again, these are all hearsay. But he's disappeared from the team. We haven't seen him good officially for about 3-4 weeks. Now he's talking in the press again that he thinks he's ready to come back from his injury and blah, blah, blah. And he's ready to come back for a Thursday night game. Well, why not the Sunday game? Again, because he was put on IR, his eligibility cannot be done till Monday or Tuesday. I personally want to think, thank you, Veto or Ronnie G. Thank you so much for the donation. Appreciate it. I just think that he went to fix himself. They put him on IR so he could fix himself. And I know if they lie to the NFL and if it wasn't an injury, they could be sued for that or get fined. But I'm sure he had an injury. Just was it as much as it was? And was it getting worse because he was not taking care of himself and he possibly relapsed and needed rehab to get his mind right? Just a theory. I'm going to stick to it. But I'm proud he's looking like he's going to come back. He's saying things in the media now. Maybe he's ready. And let's get that win streak going. That's all I can say about that. I love the guy. I want him on this team. But, again, why was he in trade rumors after they gave him the contract? Because maybe they thought or they knew he was doing some wild stuff or not buying all in, or he was drinking or just not being a part of the team, so that they would put him in trade rumors. I don't know. Pretty fucking interesting, to say the least. And I know he had an article yesterday talking about the injury, this and that, and I agree with a lot of he said, but I still think something happened behind the scenes to his mental, to his body, to his physical nature. Something happened. And he might have relapsed, and he's trying to come back from it. And he feels bad about it. I don't know. I do not know. All right, y'all. We're going to come back and do a Chargers preview. Dirty 30 said, you're covering for a guy you know nothing about. He's on his way out, mark my words. Oh, I'm just making up theories, guys. If you love Darren Waller and I'm wrong, that's fine. No hatred. I'm just talking, man. That's what we're doing. We're Raider football talking. I don't need to make sense all the time. That's all we're doing is talking. Before freedom of speech is taken away, I'm trying to use it. I just hope I don't get canceled while I use it. If you know what I'm saying. I got you, Dirty 30. I know you're talking about me. All right, I'm not talking about me. Let's come back. We're going to do a Chargers preview and give you my predictions. Then we're going to take some, you know what? We're going to take some questions after the Chargers. No, let's come back and take questions. Get your questions available now. 5 or 6 questions from you guys that you guys want to talk from right now, and let's get into it when we come back. good, Raider Nation? It's your boy Mikey Raider. This is Raider Football Talk, where whenever I decide to go live, I would talk Raiders for 2 or 3 hours, and I make nonsense, but we have a good time. This is the Nation Live segment, where hopefully I have phone calls from you guys on the rant hotline and all that other stuff. And from what I can see, I've had no calls during this show. I haven't got a notification, so I'm not going to go online and download a call because it doesn't look like there's any, or I'm not getting the notifications. But I'm hopefully going to take some questions from you guys and answer them publicly while we talk and discuss. So these don't have to be questions about the Charger game. They could be about anything. But go ahead and ask away, and let me see if I can see it. All right, Tupac, what's up, brother? Tupac's alive. Tupac 100. Will Khalil Mack get a sack? Yes, he will. The last time we played the Chargers, I don't care if they had Joey Bosa, he played great against the Raiders. Khalil Mack will get a sack. Our offensive line is still young, working, but he will get at least one sack. Mark Thompson says no, he'll get no sacks. Well, good looking out. Maybe with Joey Bosa being out, Khalil Mack will not get a sack, but you know he gets his body up for the Raiders, regardless if having Joey Bosa helps him or not. He'll pull out a trick out of his ass, and they'll move him around, and he'll get a sack, unfortunately. All right, Max better get 2 sacks. Yeah, Max does it all, bro. People won't be mad, but I'll be happy. Mikey, make a channel where you ask the nation for money. I'm already asking you guys for money right now. So I don't know if you're trying to be a mean person to me, Miguel. But I could use the support. If you guys want to super chat me, donate money, I appreciate it. I need all the help I can get, brother. Make a channel, a whole channel asking for money. Come on, shut up. Ridiculous. Writing on the wall, Miguel's a troll. That name sounds familiar, man. Miguel might have got salty of me recently for some reason. So I'm going to put him in timeout. Score prediction. Yeah, we're going to do that in a minute, man. I'm going to actually go over the game in a minute. Mikey, Jacobs over Waller. I don't know what you mean by Jacobs over Waller. If we can only sign one or the other, Waller's already got a contract. So I don't know what that question means. But do I like Jacobs or Waller more? I like Jacobs more. I was proud when they drafted him. That being said, I like Jacobs more. You got to remember, alcohol was running rampant on this team last year. Josh Jacobs possibly got in a drunk driving or a drunk accident, even though they said he wasn't over the limit or whatever the lies they tell you. Then Henry Ruggs. Again, alcohol could have came its way to Darren Waller last year. You think Hobbs come back balling, or is he rusty? Was Hobbs the greatest before he got injured? I mean, he was good. So is he going to ball out? Was he a baller before? Not really. He's not a superstar player, but he is one of the best players we got. He'll be a little rusty, but maybe by the third quarter, he'll start getting his game together once he realizes he could be on the field and get back from his injury. Gabe Asher says, I like money. Like Kanye West said, I like Hitler. We're all just speaking our minds. You guys think Hollins goes ham against the Chargers? I think he is. And will the Chargers are going to make Jacobs and Adams a priority? That's true. Veto, you keep donating. Please, thank you. I appreciate it. I don't want to not be humble and say thank you, but it's not necessary. Even though I asked for it, it's not necessary. Thank you. Just wanted to say I enjoy the Raider Central Live channel. Raiders is becoming toxic in my life, but I can't walk away. Thanks, Mikey. Well, you know what that means, Vettel? That means you were born a Raider, and it might have stayed dormant for years, until just recently, and now you've come out of the closet. Like, remember that song, Out of the Closet? Who was that by? The guy that peed on everybody. I loved his music, though, back in the day. My body's telling me no, but my body's telling me yes. I don't see nothing wrong with peeing on some girls. His music was balling, though. That 90s R&B, man. When you're making love, oh, that's some good music, yo. That's some good music. Do I think Hollins goes ham? We'll talk about that in a minute. Max will wreck this game without CJ to wake up the beast in Chandler. We need to sign so many guys. Do you think we trade back in the draft? Let's talk about all that before draft time. I mean, we need a lot of players, but we also need to pick a stud. If we have the first 7 picks, man, we need to pick a stud. Whether it be on defense, maybe not on offense, but it needs to be on defense or the offensive line. You can only take away one people, that being James in the box. Sorry, my eyes are so bad, dude. Let me get some blood flow to them. Eminem, R. Kelly. Yeah, that's his name, R. Kelly. Waller needs to make a Raider anthem song. You know what? He should have. You should have. That would prove you're buying and you're all in. All right, there's not many questions. I've been online for like an hour and a half. I'm tired. I need to get some top ramen for lunch. I know it's not good with the cholesterol, but I'll add a little flavor to it. And I have some onions and some bell peppers, and I'll probably add a couple of pieces of salami to my ramen. I don't know if it's really healthy or not, but the vegetables are good. I got broccoli, onions, bell peppers, mushrooms. That'll be good. With a little bit of lemon. I don't know what I'm talking about. All right, let's go to the Chargers preview. The questions are not coming. I'm a little tired. We're not feeling it. Let's go to the Chargers preview and get it over with. So the Raiders in week 13, 14? Raiders got 5 or 6 games left. I don't know our record. We're like 4-7, I believe. If you think we have a chance at making the playoffs, you probably got to win all your next 6 games to be 10-7. I don't think a team that's 9-8 is going to make it, but who knows? We faced the LA Chokers, y'all. In LA, let's call it hometown, Raider hometown. Coming off of 3 games on the road out of 4. Coming off 2 overtime walk-off victories. And we lost to the Chargers, I believe, in week 1. And Justin Herbert and Austin Eckler are good. I don't think there's going to be a Mike Williams for the Chargers. But they still got DeAndre Carter, the little bitch out of the backfield. Austin Eckler as well. He's not the bitch. DeAndre Carter is the bitch. Keenan Allen is back from his injury. He's starting to make some decent plays. And long story short, the Chargers are a good team. This is going to be a high-scoring game. Their defense has injuries. Our defense is 31st in the league, 32nd in the league. Their defense is not playing so great. Again, I just do a stupid overview of it. I don't get into the analytics of this or that. So as long as Josh McDumbass calls the game the way he's been calling it the previous 2 weeks, with not all the crazy razzle-dazzle bullshit, we're going to be in this game. Our players are going to be able to make plays. Unfortunately, on the offensive side of the ball, Josh Jacobs, during the game, tweaked, his calf, and he ran like 300 yards or did 300 yards, whatever. That boy he's low on energy. If we're playing the game of Zelda and you want to have 4 or 5 stars or 4 or 5 hearts, Josh Jacobs is on 1 heart. But 1 heart is good enough for Josh Jacobs to play in this game. I know he's questionable. He didn't practice that much this week. But he's going to play. Okay? But that being said, we have another game on Thursday where we need Jacobs as well. I wouldn't hate it if they put Jacobs on a pitch count. They're going to try to put him on a pitch count, probably early on in the game. See how he's running, if he's beating the Chargers up like he did in week 1, if he's beating up the team like he's done in the previous 2 weeks. I expect Zamir White to get some plays here and there, at least in the first quarter or second quarter, as they try to see how Josh is feeling it. Because you don't want Josh to get injured or make the injury any worse. You truthfully want him to rest until the Thursday game. But that's not going to be a possibility. He's going to go out there and he's going to give it all he's got. Injury be damned. But you know the coaching staff believe in him so much that they're going to try to put him on a pitch count. So from my perspective, this should be a game plan for Davante Adams and the wide receivers for the Raiders more so than the run game. Even though you can technically run on the Chargers, this has to be the week where we put it all together. Not only the run game with Jacobs, not only some or all the passes to Davante Adams. Every player on this team has to make big plays, whether it be in the run game or the passing game. This has to be our comeback game. Last week was our pride and poise game. This week, we have to come together and know our team. We have to know our objective. We have to know how to make plays with even the backup players. Or when we need a run, we do a run. When we need a pass, we get a pass. When we need a first down, we get a first down. Everybody needs to be focused and involved in this game. We tend to have in this offense a scheme that targets one player rather than the others. 1 week, it's all Davante Adams in the wide receiver core. Or the next week, it's all Josh Jacobs because he's playing good. And they rely on Josh Jacobs more than anybody else. And then when they do pass, it's to Davante Adams 90% of the time. This week cannot be like that. Again, we have to let Jacobs heal a little bit. And Davante Adams cannot do it all, even though he's technically been doing it all as well. Mac Hollins, again, Keelan Cole, where are they? Where are the Keelan Coles making big plays? Or, I think we need to expect some big plays from players other than Adams and Jacobs. That doesn't mean they're not going to have good games and be the best players on the team. I just think this game will come down to somebody else besides Josh Jacobs in the end or Davante Adams. Again, if we had a walk-off with Adams that week, then we had a walk-off with Jacobs, maybe this week it's Derek Carr on a run. Maybe this week it's Mac Hollins on a catch. Maybe this week it's Foster Moreau. Maybe this week it's Zamir White. Maybe this week it's Daniel Carlson with a 60-yarder. This is going to be a high-scoring game. And I'm going to give you my prediction in just 1 second. Let me know your predictions right now in the chat room so I could read it while I give you mine. But the debate has always been, is Derek Carr better than Justin Herbert? Yes. Derek Carr doesn't look it on the field, but Derek Carr is a veteran, has been through much more adversity than Justin Herbert. Derek Carr is a better all-around football player than Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert has all the skills, all the choices, all the things that he can do it all. But Derek Carr is a better quarterback. Justin Herbert's had a better organization as of late. But that being said, in the end, who's better with more victories and losses? It'll probably be Justin Herbert. Mikey, I'm not a troll. I'm a big fan of yours. I meant like chat sports, where you get paid to drink Mac. To drink Mac might have a sack, but Crosby will wreck Chargers. Thank you, Miguel. I knew your name. That's why I was like, I don't think he's trolling me. It was just a not understood statement from you, because I lost my EBT and I don't really have a job, so I was looking for money. So I understand. I know your name, Miguel. That's why I only put you on timeout. I had a feeling like I know this dude. I love this dude. Thank you very much for the donation, Miguel. Appreciate it. And you're right. I should make a channel like that or a video, but I don't have the energy or the time, and I don't like drinking. I just really don't. All right, let's get you guys' predictions. Let me see if my screen is still on. Okay. My prediction is the Raiders in a third overtime game. Why not? The NFL is rigged. The Raiders win 33, the Illuminati number of the Masons. The Raiders win with the number 33 to tell the whole world that we're the team to put your money on and to go to the playoffs and whatever. I don't know. The Raiders win 33-32. I still hold out hope. Again, this is not a give me game. This is going to be a close game. Raiders win 33-32 in a third overtime with a walk-off by one of those players that I mentioned before. And in my opinion, because I need a big week out of him in fantasy football, Davante Adams will be the MVP with 203 yards and have 2 touchdowns. A lot of players are going to get involved in this game. It's not going to all be on Josh Jacobs' legs. It's not going to be all in Davante Adams' hands. He'll have a great game. But every week, it seems to be one star-studded player. But I'm calling Davante the MVP this week with 203 yards and 2 touchdowns because I need that in fantasy football. I got him in my league of record, and I need it. I need it to try to go to the playoffs. So give it to me, Davante. But it should be a good game for a lot of Raider players. It's going to be a close game. It's going to be a fun game. Raiders win 33-32. We the Peeper, Raiders 30, Chargers 27. 30-30, 33-27 Raiders. Oh, we have the same number. Did you write that before I showed the picture? You might have. We think alike. What's up, Raider Suede? Hola, amigos. Go Raiders. Just win, baby. The stats are pretty even still. Jacobs goes for 145 with 2 touchdowns. I love your positivity, but that ain't going to happen. Jacobs might not go over 100. Jacobs might have like 85, 75, 85 yards, maybe a touchdown. But, yeah, I don't know about that much. But if he does, it's just more proof that he deserves to get paid. Herbert almost 30 wins and has been in the league 3 years. Carr is barely going to 60 wins in 10 years. Again, you're right. That's why I said Herbert in victories might be the better quarterback. But I'm just saying, with adversity and being in the league, Derek Carr is the technically better quarterback to lead a team. That's just my opinion. But at the end, it might not be like that once you look at the wins and the losses. Adams and Foster Moreau both get touchdowns. All right. Steven says 24-20 Raiders. That's a nail biter there. Yeah. Every game has been close, man, with a walk-off. So the reason I have it 33-32, I don't know. Maybe there's a sack or what do they call it? A safety or something. It's 30-30. It goes into overtime. I don't know. I really don't care. Don't know. Maybe a field goal wins it. 33-32. I don't know. It's just fun to say it. Rakia gets an interception. No. That sounds great, people. Hope we bring Renfro as a secret weapon. No, they're not eligible till Thursday. Or Renfro maybe the week later. I do not know. What's up, Raider Suede? Carr has no top 10 defense ever. Yep, I think the best we finished was 14 or 15 with Derek Carr in 2016. JJ has been beast mode right now. And our O-line is run blocking. You ain't lying. You ain't lying, my dude. But again, we got to give him a rest. We have to. They might do that in the Rams game, but you can't. It's not official that we beat the Rams either. I know right now this is the only important game, but it's not official that we beat the Rams either, even though they're struggling. Anything could happen. Some weight and some pressure should be taken off Jacobs' shoulders and calf. Some pressure should be taken off Jacobs' calf this week. The coaching staff needs to do a better job on not only using using Jacobs all the time. They need to prove they're an overall good team, even when Jacobs doesn't run over 150 yards or whatever. They need to prove that this week. Because it seems like we're only a team of Devontae Adams and Josh Jacobs. I want more of a team effort. And that includes Carr. Carr needs to spread the ball around more, needs to run it a little bit, get out of the pocket. Carr needs to make some fucking plays. But again, this is Josh McDumbass's system. And he has the people he likes to throw the ball to. And they like to run. It is what it is. Raiders get a big victory, 33-32. I'm speaking it into existence. It's a third overtime game. The Raiders win in the end. And we're going streaking to hopefully get 6 wins in a row and make the playoffs. I don't think it'll happen. We got to face the 49ers. And we still got to face the Chiefs. But those are primetime games. Maybe the NFL wants to be all eyes on them in those games. So maybe the Raiders win the next 2 to have a 4-game winning streak. Then we got primetime games versus the Chiefs and the 49ers for big ratings. Because we're in the hunt. That's what I think is going to happen. The Raiders are going to do it. I love y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in today. God bless you. 30-30, we the people. Veronica, Ronnie G, Tragedy, Steven, Julian Carell, everybody that I'm not mentioning. 30-30. I love Miguel. I love y'all. God bless you. Enjoy this weekend. Go Raiders. Have yourself a great day tomorrow. Make some good Raider recipes. Have yourself a beautiful day, regardless of victories or losses. Let's just have a very good day and respect our Raiders. And hopefully they continue to improve and get better. Oh, I'm tired of the heart attack games. But I'll take another. I just don't want a heart attack. I love you, Raider Nation. Have a blessed day. Let me know your thoughts on Darren Waller, the theories, what's going on. Whether you agreed with my Derek Carr take. Let me know what you think about that situation of Derek Carr being on the team next year. Just let me know your thoughts. Give us a call. Give us a like. Thumbs up. In the chat room below, say hello. Miguel, Raiders make a huge stand to win 24-10. Hey, man, from your projections, the Raiders defense comes out to play this week. I hope Denzel Perryman plays. He's dealing with something that I don't really know about. He asked for our prayers the other day. So Denzel Perryman is going through something as well. And I hope we get back Waller on Thursday, maybe Renfro that week or the next week as well. And we can get our full team together for the final 3 games. And that would be fun to watch. That'll be a dream come true. I love you, Raider Nation. Thank you for supporting me. God bless. And I'll see ya on the Twitter. during the game, or check out Wi-Fi Willie. They do a live stream where you could support him. I'm out.